Hey everyone, this is Willy B and from Willy B Drinks Beers. Today, after much deliberation by the voters, they have spoken. And we will be drinking today, or I will be drinking today, New Image's Apple Galette. This is an apple barley wine based on the popular French dish called a galette. It is many apples on top of a crusty pie. I'm just going to pour this and then we will get stuck in. Nice hard pour there. With a barley wine there's usually not so much head, so we're a lot safer here. And there we go. Let it rise to the top. Alright, so anything on the can? Yes. So the malt is 2-row crystal wheat and double roasted crystal. The hops are Columbus, so mostly they'll be like background hops, bittering hops with a style like this. And the adjuncts are apples, cinnamon, and Tahitian vanilla. And much like your adjunct professors at whatever institution you might be studying at, these are very much supporting cast members. So the apples, cinnamon, and Tahitian vanilla really bring out this galette flavor. Right, so let's take a look at this. It's a pretty dark brown color. It's exactly what I'd expect from a barley wine. I have actually attempted to brew a barley wine before. It wasn't the most successful brewing operation, but we got there in the end and it tasted somewhat like a barley wine. So this is a old English style and it's very sweet. It's kind of high ABV. On this one it's 13.5%, so it's pretty big on the ABV there. And this one is brewed by New Image Brewing out of Arvada, Colorado, so that's just in the north end of Denver. These guys brew some phenomenal beers. Some, such as Noema, are particularly popular among the locals. And so I am going to give this a smell. Yeah, I'm definitely getting some apple on that. Like a nicely kind of caramelized apple, the kind of apple smells you might smell as you make apple crumble. And definitely some cinnamon in there. There's a nice hit of spices. It doesn't smell like it's going to be overly spicy. I'm actually expecting this to be pretty sweet, and even just smelling it, sometimes I feel like I can somewhat kind of discern how it's gonna, like what the mouthfeel is gonna be like. It smells like it's light. It doesn't smell heavy. It doesn't smell like there's loads of sugar and thickness. I don't know if you can smell thickness. I don't think you can, but to some extent I am. Okay. Well, I'm smelling the opposite, that it's not that thick. Okay. Let's give this a try. Oh wow, yeah. So just to revert back to the last thing we were talking about, thickness and the lightness, I would say it's probably about medium. It's maybe a little bit thicker than what I would usually expect from a barley wine, but it's about right. It's not one of those massively smashable beers, but it is very tasty, and the flavors are just still lingering right now. I'm getting the apple, I'm getting the cinnamon, I'm getting the caramelized malt. It's just amazing, and I'm definitely getting only bitterness on the hops. I'm not really getting many aroma notes. There aren't really many floral notes going on. It's just straight up bitterness, so the hops would be added towards the beginning of the boil, and that would ensure that it's more of a bitter effect on the beer. But this is just so good. This is honestly one of the very few adjunct barley wines I've had. I don't think I've had many barley wines which have had apple and cinnamon and what was the other ingredient? Vanilla, Tahitian vanilla added. And I'm actually getting the vanilla I think it's there. It's not the dominant flavor. I would say it leads more heavily with apple and then backed up with cinnamon, and then vanilla's kind of like dancing around there in the background, but it's not vanilla forward. But I mean, this is amazing. I would fully recommend that you go down to your local liquor store and get this if you can. Obviously the availability is much better in Colorado, but I have seen New Image out of state before, so it is possible to get this out of state. Once again, just a phenomenal beer, super tasty. Yeah, again, the ABV is completely disguised here. I'm just so kind of overwhelmed by the flavor sensation and experience here that I would very quickly forget that this is 13.5%. So buyers beware. Anyway, I think you've heard enough from me. So this is Willy B, and this has been Drinking with Willy B. Cheers.